Good morning, Ryan. What are you doing here so early?
I've got Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I've been playing it all weekend so I can do a 10 News review on it.
You haven't left the studio all weekend? And why does it smell like microwaved salad in here?
Well, I did leave to go to my friend Naomi's bat mitzvah, and in the game, Link has new cooking features, so I've been experimenting myself in real life. You are smelling my first ever sizzling salad.
I hope you didn't smell like this at the bat mitzvah.
I might have. I wonder if that's why they sat me at the kids' table.
Okay, maybe it's time to take a break and start the show.
Actually, this is my most anticipated game of the year, and I'm technically doing research for my review, so I'm gonna start the show while I build this rocket-powered minecart to get to the next shrine.
I'm Pamela Kirkland, and I do not understand what he's talking about.
And I'm Ryan Willard. It's Wednesday, May 17th.
This is the 10 News.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, does anyone know why Ryan is so obsessed with the Zelda games?
I think he's just obsessed with all video games.
He's been talking about this one since last year. Something about Princess Zelda and Tink? Or Shrink?
I think you mean Link.
Nathalie! I'm so glad you're here. Do you know anything about the Nintendo game The Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, I know 8-bit. The latest installment of The Legend of Zelda is finally here, and as someone who's been playing these games since forever, I'm so excited about this release. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for the Nintendo Switch gives us more to do and explore than any Zelda game to date. You can even craft your own tools and weapons. In case this is your first time playing a Zelda game, let's go over the basics. The Legend of Zelda is a series of action-adventure video games. As a player, you assume the role of a boy named Link, who is charged with rescuing a magical princess named Zelda.
Here we stand.
And protecting an enchanted land called Hyrule from a demon known as Ganon. Ganon is always looking to get his hands on a magical artifact called the Triforce that is the source of all power in Hyrule. All of the games feature dungeons filled with puzzles and monsters to battle. Each game takes place at a different moment in time and has its own self-contained storyline. The series was created in the 1980s by Shigeru Miyamoto, who also gave us other classic Nintendo series like Super Mario and Donkey Kong. When he created the original storyline and designed the mysterious land of Hyrule, Miyamoto drew inspiration from his childhood hikes through the mountains and forests of his native Japan. The game encouraged players to get out and explore. The release of The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1986 marked the beginning of the adventure. That game was played by millions all over the world. It was such a smash hit that over the next few years, Nintendo released several other Zelda games, including The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo. Then, in 1998, came the game that made me a lifelong Zelda fan, and that was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64, which was the first Zelda game with 3D graphics. A few years later, we got The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, in which Link has 3 days to save the world before the moon comes crashing down. No pressure, right? The Legend of Zelda continued to grow, and included games like The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword and The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess for the Nintendo Wii. In Skyward Sword, Link and Zelda live on an island in the clouds known as Skyloft, which is similar to the floating landmasses you'll see in Tears of the Kingdom. Before Tears of the Kingdom, of course, there was The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, which took open-world gameplay to another level. Open world means that there isn't an order in which you have to complete tasks, and there are many areas to explore when and how you want. Tears of the Kingdom takes the open world concept even further. While The Legend of Zelda has evolved over the years as video game technology has become more advanced, the goal is still the same: rescue Princess Zelda and save Hyrule.
Thanks, Nathalie. Wow, who knew that Zelda was a 37-year-old game? And that it basically revolutionized a whole genre of video games.
Yep, Zelda is a game changer.
All right, Ryan, are you and Zach ready to do the Zelda review?
Yeah, Cap. I'm just gonna finish my third playthrough, and I'm gonna 100% it this time, so I should be done sometime next year.
Yeah, what Ryan said.
You sure you don't want to pause? I've got 2 bowls of popcorn, 1 plain, and 1 is cap style with layers of butter in between the popcorn. Because I did work in a movie theater.
You made us Capcorn?
Sweet!
Wow, I feel like I just warped here from another dimension.
So what did you think of the game?
I think we should do 10 things you need to know about The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. You want to start, Zach?
Absolutely. Number 1, I think we should keep this spoiler-free. So first off, this game is awesome.
Number 2, the map is really big.
It's ginormous.
It is the same map of Hyrule from Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, it's not. Familiar characters and locations have evolved and grown since the fall of Calamity Ganon and the Upheaval. For example, the familiar town of Lurelin has been taken over by pirates, so it's up to Link to rescue and rebuild it. But that's just the surface level of the Hyrule map. Now you can explore the Sky Islands as well as the caverns underneath the map. It's almost like there's 3 different maps.
Awesome. Number 3, the depths in the caverns are a little scary, but really awesome. Here's a tip. When you're underneath Hyrule, you will face red substance called gloom. And whenever you take damage from it, it lowers your maximum health. You have to either return to the light or eat gloom-removing meal to recover your health. Also, it's really dark in the depths, so make sure you have some bright bloom seeds to throw around so you can see where you're going.
We gotta talk about the weapons, dude. They're crazy.
Number 4, weapon fusion is one of my favorite parts about Tears of the Kingdom. You can attach any item or object onto any weapon, shield, or arrowhead.
You can do insane things like putting a minecart on a stick or turn a boomerang into a flamethrower.
Yup, any weapon can become a fire weapon if you have the horn of a fire dragon to snap onto it. So anything you find in Hyrule could be useful, or just hilarious to fight enemies with it. You can also throw items. One of my favorites is Muddle Bud, which makes enemies fight each other.
Nice.
Number 5. I think the biggest game changer in Tears of the Kingdom is the Ultra Hand building system. Ultra Hand is pretty easy to use and might be one of the coolest parts of the game. You can pick up, rotate, and attach any items to other items with ease. It's important to use when solving a lot of the puzzles, but when you combine Ultra Hand with your imagination, there are so many ways to accomplish your goals. I personally love making vehicles like flying cars. I could have spent so much more time just building cool things.
Cool!
What about the Ascend ability? You gotta tell them about that.
Oh yeah. Number 6. You can unlock the Ascend ability after completing the Gutenbach Shrine on Great Sky Island. With the Ascend ability, you can basically warp vertically. So you don't need to climb to the top of a structure and use all your stamina. You can aim to the top of the structure and ascend to the top. Fun fact, the developers of Tears of the Kingdom created the Ascend ability as a cheat code to help them speed through a debug version of the game and enjoyed it so much that they incorporated it into the full game. Zach, do you have any tips for our tenors?
Number 7. Early on in the game, mainline the story until you get the paraglider, and be sure to unlock the camera for the Purapad.
That is excellent advice. I wish I did that on my first playthrough.
Number 8. Also check out the side quest where you can become a reporter for the Lucky Clover Gazette. Don't ignore the guy holding up signs on the side of the road either.
Howdy!
Okay, Zach, you could have told me that yesterday, but I do appreciate the tips. Number 9. The main quest took me about 54 hours. I could have beaten it a little bit faster, but I could have played it way longer. I explored less than half of the full game before beating it, so replay value is really, really high.
Did you hear the speedrunner already beat the game in 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 33 seconds? It was done by Gymnast86 on YouTube. It's full of spoilers though.
Number 10. Tears of the Kingdom lives up to the hype. It's awesome for all ages and has something for almost everyone. There's so much stuff to do that it can seem overwhelming, but it's intuitive enough to keep you locked in. The story is really engaging too. Whether you've played Breath of the Wild or not, this is one of the best games that's ever come from Nintendo. I'm honestly overwhelmed by it all, and I'm about to play some more. I'm giving The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom 10 out of 10. It's that good.
I agree. And I would even say it's even better than Breath of the Wild.
Thanks for playing Zelda with me, Zach. Do you by chance know how to get the Master Sword?
Of course I know how to get the Master Sword, but I don't think we should spoil it for everyone else.
Yeah, you're right.
Welcome to the trivia room.
Hey Tessa, can I play? I love trivia.
Absolutely, Natalie. Hop on up on the trivia throne for today's Zelda-inspired trivia question.
What is going on here?
Trivia on the 10.
The main character in the game Zelda is adventurer Link. Link's character design, with pointy ears and green outfit, was inspired by another green-clad character. But do you know which other character inspired Link? Is it A. Robin Hood, B. Yoda, or C. Peter Pan? Tenors, did you guess it? Natalie, what's your answer?
My guess is Robin Hood?
The answer is C. Peter Pan was one of the inspirations behind the character Link. Link's design has been basically the same since the game came out way back in 1986. Tenors, do you want to sit on the trivia throne and share your trivia knowledge? Visit the10news.com/contact to get in touch, and we might have you on the show.
Hey Pam, it's time to... Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just testing out this Zelda game. It's, really cool and immersive. I just need 15 more minutes. Did you need something?
Yeah, we gotta give 10 new snaps to one of our listeners.
Oh, of course. But before we do, here's a quick note for the grown-ups.
Time for 10 new snaps.
Tenor Toby Gerstein wrote this review of the 10 News. I love this podcast. I listen to this podcast every Tuesday and Wednesday. I learn about so many things that are happening or happened in the real world. If I could give more stars, I would. I would give 60 stars.
Thanks, Toby. Also, great Spot the Difference game. And thanks for listening to the 10 News. 10 Things You Need to Know drops every Tuesday, and our in-depth reports drop every Wednesday. But if you want some bonus content, you can join the Tenors Club on our website or on Apple Podcasts.
The 10 News is a co-production of Small But Mighty Media and Next Chapter Podcasts.
The 10 News creative team is still playing Tears of the Kingdom and includes Tracy Crooks, Pete Musto, Logan DeYoung, and Tessa Flannery. Special thanks to Nathalie Alonso and tenor Zach.
Our production director is Jeremiah Tittle, and our executive producers are Donald Albright and show creator Tracy Leeds Kaplan.
I'm Ryan Willard.
And I'm Pamela Kirkland. Thanks for listening to the 10 News. Ryan, I'm hungry and can't stop playing. Please help.
I got you, Pam. Get ready for some sizzling salad.